Elon Musk promised the Cybertruck would revolutionize construction. By June 2024, contractors were already dumping some. But here's what nobody talks about. The moment Tesla realized their bet on the entire construction market was about to collapse, and what that collapse actually reveals about who Tesla really builds for. If you've been thinking about buying one of these, you need to see what happened next. Hit subscribe right now, because the real story about why contractors walked away will change how you see this company forever. Elon Musk stood on stage in Austin, Texas on November 30th, 2023, and made a statement that would echo through construction sites across America for the next year and a half. The Cybertruck is going to be the most functional work truck ever, he said. The specifications looked brutal on paper. 14,000 pounds of towing capacity, a starting price of $39,900, and what Tesla promised was immediate availability to contractors and fleet buyers. The construction industry took notice. Over 2 million people placed pre-orders. Fleet managers in Dallas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Denver began running the numbers, imagining what a Tesla work truck could mean for their bottom line. Then April 2024 arrived. The first trucks rolled off the line in Giga, Texas. The price had shifted. What had been announced at $39,900 was now $60,990 at delivery, a 53% jump. But the real problem wasn't the money. It was the bed. The exoskeleton design that made the Cybertruck look like something from a sci-fi movie created a bed that measured only 6.5 feet long. Standard construction lumber, 4 by 8 foot plywood sheets would not fit. They would stick out. They would overhang. A contractor could not load it flat. A construction worker named Marcus Chen, 47 years old, a commercial framing foreman from Dallas with 20 years on the job, posted about his experience in March 2024 on the RR Cybertruck forum. Ordered mine, thinking this was the truck of the future, he wrote. Drove it to a job site. The angle of the bed made every load tip backward. I drove 2 blocks, and materials were shifting in the bed. By April 2024, construction crews across the country were discovering the same thing. You could not work with this truck the way you worked with every other truck made in the past 50 years. The future of work, as Tesla had promised it, was incompatible with how work actually happened. The complaints began flooding in by May. A contractor in Fort Worth named Marcus Chen, the same foreman from Dallas, posted dashcam footage of his Cybertruck bed failing to secure materials on a 35-mile drive to a job site. Materials shifted. The bed cover bent. He wrote, "This truck cost me $68,000. My Ford F-150 from 2015 cost $32,000 and has never done this." He was not alone. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration began receiving formal complaints in June 2024. By August, 17 complaints had been logged. Exoskeleton bed design, load securing failures, material shifting during transit. No recall yet. But the pattern was unmistakable. The resale data told the real story. By July 2024, IC Cars tracked Cybertrucks purchased just 3 months earlier in April and already listed for sale. The depreciation was catastrophic. A truck bought at $65,000 selling for $46,800, a loss of 28% in 90 days. Dealers refused trade-ins. Car gurus flagged unpredictable market demand in their reports. Construction contractors were trying to exit their mistakes. On the July 15th earnings call, Elon Musk claimed construction adoption was ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, the Cybertruck Owners Club forum was filled with contractors asking each other whether to sell. One post read, "I've done construction for 30 years. This isn't a work truck, it's a statement." And statements, as it turned out, did not haul plywood. By September 2024, the silence from major construction companies grew louder than any press release. A fleet manager for a Phoenix-based concrete operation, verified by Reuters, but speaking anonymously to protect his business relationships, told reporters he had evaluated 12 Cybertrucks. He returned all 12. The design, he said, did not match how construction actually works. Not even close. The defects kept arriving. The stainless steel exoskeleton, marketed as indestructible, began showing microfractures under real job site conditions. Contractors in Denver and Minneapolis reported door handles freezing solid in winter months. The central touchscreen, essential for basic truck functions, blacked out in direct sunlight. A device designed for outdoor work could not survive outdoor work. In October 2024, a 52-year-old contractor named David Peterman in Colorado Springs posted a comparison video on YouTube. His 2008 Chevy Silverado sat next to the Cybertruck. The caption read, "One of these trucks I can load by 6 a.m. and work all day. One of them I spent an hour trying to close the door." 2.3 million views in 2 weeks. Construction workers recognized themselves in that frustration. Sales to contractors collapsed. By November 2024, Tesla's leaked data showed Cybertruck sales to the construction sector down 67% from July levels. Musk stopped mentioning the construction market in earnings calls. He stopped mentioning it entirely. But here's what most people covering this miss. Tesla had built an entire manufacturing line betting on volume from fleet buyers. That bet was disintegrating in real time. The company had designed a truck for a future that contractors did not want and could not afford to wait for. Every defect that emerged, every returned unit, every forum post asking whether to sell. These were not individual failures. They were symptoms of something much deeper. A fundamental misalignment between what Tesla built and what the world actually needed. By December 2021, the first lawsuit landed. A small electrical contracting company in Ohio filed against Tesla, claiming misrepresentation of towing capacity and bed design. 4 other companies signed on immediately. Tesla settled quietly. Amount undisclosed, but changed nothing about the truck itself. This wasn't a design flaw. It was a design philosophy. A company had built a truck to look like the future without asking a single person who actually uses trucks. Construction workers needed a tool. They got a sculpture. Every contractor who bought one paid $65,000 to learn that lesson. By January 2025, the Cybertruck had become something else entirely in construction forums, not a triumph. A warning. One post captured it perfectly. We wanted a truck that could haul lumber. We got a piece of art that hauls skepticism. The numbers tell the final story. Over 2 million people pre-ordered. Tesla claimed construction adoption was ahead of schedule. By the end of 2024, contractor purchases had collapsed entirely. Resale values had cratered, forum threads filled with regret. Here's what remains. The Cybertruck didn't fail because it was a bad truck. It failed because it was never a truck at all. It was a tool in a truck's body built by engineers who had never stood in mud, never loaded materials at dawn, never felt the weight of a tool that has to work. And the construction industry, which had waited and watched and hoped, simply walked away.